the type of variable you want to define. It can be any type. To create a new variable in Python, just use assignment operator and assign desired value to that. Okay, so how you will create a variable in Python? Just assigning a value to that. Okay, so just I'm opening my Colab. Mm, so let us take how the variable takes life. Okay, now just I am assigning some value to that 100. Now what is the type of X? Now if you run this, just if you assign some value, any value, anything, you are assigning something to a variable name, a x is a variable here, then some memory location is given to it and it has some value, and compiler takes responsibility to give a type to it. Okay, so its type is integer. Okay, is that clear? So integer is its type. So x is the variable name and it has a memory location and everything done. So actually if you take C language, C++, there we need to specify the type. There we need to specify the type. But here what is happening, the compiler takes responsibility to do all that for you. It will give the type to it, it will allocate some memory, and all that work is done by compiler. That is why Python is very simple language and very great language because of these attributes. Well, it does a lot of work for you. Huh? Okay, now let us understand what is a scope. Okay, so if I type some function or something, some ABC, so colon x is equal to gopi string. Okay, now print x. Okay, so now it is okay. We need to call the function ABC. Now gopi got printed. Now here I am printing. Again I am printing. Try to print again x. Now okay, somewhere in the previous column we defined defined some integer x 100, which we got. Now here I define one more x is equal to Ramo, something like that. Now if I run this, so the x above it hmm, uh, is x above it uh, is Ramo. The same x above it Ramo. Ramo x is a global variable. So which is a global variable? X. X is a global variable because it is above everything. Now inside one local variable is there, that is x gopi. Now printing x will print the local variable x. Again, if you try to print outside the scope of a variable, outside the scope of that particular function, that particular block, this is called one block. This is called one block. So this block, if you try to print the x outside the block, the global variable will come, local variable will not come, because the scope of the local variable ends within its block. Okay, is that clear? Now if you go outside the block, that is that variable is not visible. Is that clear? So that variable is not visible, so outside this block, and it's completely invisible. It is outside the block, we don't know anything about that variable. So when you come out, so we have the global variable only. So here x is turning as a global variable. Its scope is extended beyond this. So when we want inside to be, so if I remove this, try to print. So both sides Ramu came, because if I remove this local variable, its scope is spreading inside the function also. Okay. So if you want to specify that very clearly, tell the function that, so I am using this global x. So global keyword is there, you use it. So it is more clearly telling. If you don't tell also, it will take and do that. And next print x, it will print. Next it will do like that and all that. Okay, is that clear? Now global keyword, how we are using, local scope, how it is going, local scope, global scope. Okay, scope of the variable is very important, because you have to understand this, because visibility of variable, where it is visible, where it is not visible, what is happening inside the program, what is the dynamics inside the program, and learning all that is very important for a deep programmer, for a programmer who is regular about what values, what changes are happening to a particular variable. So when you're seriously programming something, so if you don't know this, it may creep so many errors. So many errors will creep, so many bugs will creep into your program. Please understand this. Very important. So to understand this, okay. So the global scope and local scope, it is very important to understand, and what are the silent bugs that are creeping into your program will be avoided if you understand this very clearly. So you can avoid those creepers in your program if you are familiar with the scope of a variable. There are different based on the block in which the variable is, throughout that block, the scope of a variable, the variable is visible in that block. So like that in Python, just like I will draw a diagram. So I'll take the paint. Okay. So I will explain you through the paint, and I will take some circle. Okay. I'm drawing this circle. So this may be the global scope here. Hmm. So inner circle is there. This is one more circle I am drawing. Okay. So like this, mm, like this it will be. So this is the so can you see this diagram? It went okay. Now you see this is the diagram which is representing the scope of a variable. So this is something global. hmm, for example, this. So this may be the outer circle if you think global. Now inner circle. mm, Here it is local. So it is like that. So in the middle somewhere some other variable is there. So it is below the step like that. How many? So according to this, it's a block. It is visible entire program global variable, and again in the middle any variable is there that is visible to this two blocks, and this is a complete inner block. Here if you define, then it is like that. Okay. So it is like so like that it will be. Okay. So it will be steps will be like this. Okay. So this is what will happen, what happens with the scope. Okay. Let us see some more examples on this. Okay. So this is like this. Okay. Okay. What is happened? Adarsh Gaud or okay. No. Okay, now let us take some more examples to understand this concept very clearly. So like that, we took some example which is explaining about the different scopes. Now I am assigning x is equal to 100 something or 1001. So here internally changed, externally also changed. If I remove this, what will happen? Let us see. Internally it is 1001, externally RAM. That is the difference. If I keep this global x, so the x we are using inside this, it is global x, so that internally same, externally same. If I remove this, just you see, if I am removing this, just running this program, so internally 1001, externally Ramu. Okay, okay, so it is like that. Okay, is it clear? So this is the scope of a variable. Okay, so that is the thing that that is running like that. Okay, so it is the thing that is going on. So if x is equal to for example, outside the block, if you are assigning something, that is global scope. Inside the block, if you are assigning something, that is a local scope. So if I keep somewhere in the middle also, for example, so I will put one more function. So def so xxy. Now here enter print index, and above this I'm one more I'm putting here x is Python, something Python. Okay, so Ramu in this, you see, if I run this program, what will happen? You see, x6y colon we did not put. Okay, put colon, and call, we need to call that x6y. So here you see the global variable is Python, middle layer variable is Ramu. So Ramu is working all over this xxy. So inside this function, one more function is there, that is ABC. ABC we defined. Here this is one more variable is there, so that is x. So like that, again it is going through. So inside there is a function, inside this one more thing is there, like that it is there. So three things are there. So three levels are there. So top level is a Python, that is x. Inner level is Ramu. Deeply inner level is that 1001. So 3 levels of scope. So total inner scope, some outer scope, some complete global scope. So what is the global scope? X Python. Now medium level scope, X is Ramo. So deeply inner scope, 1001. Can you see these 3 examples with this? So this is very important program. Please copy. I will say I'm sending this program, and just I'm sending this program, and try to just you see the output. It is properly working in Colab. Properly, if you type in your system also work. If you jumble it and do something anything, then it is a horrible for you. Just I'm sending this through this chat. Please keep it and safely. So many people are making some basic mistakes in programs. God bless you. Try to run the correct programs, test it properly with plenty of inputs. So otherwise you will be in trouble, because multinational companies they will check you a lot. Some dabba companies anyway you will get employment. When the employment will be evaporated, we don't know. You want to go for a good company, prepare well. That is, God is there, you are there, everything will be good and fine. If you want to go for a good company, you have to prepare well, you have to have good communication skills, technical skills and all. If you want to go for a dabba company, then that will be evaporated after a few minutes or few seconds or a few days. That will be collapsed, and everything will be, again you have to search for another job. So for that, preparation is not required. Anybody they will take, they will offer you 3,000 4,000 salary, that also they will not pay. So that is like that. Strong companies, if you want, they will check you a lot, and that way you need to have the skills. You need more learning. Please focus on the learning, those who are interested. Okay. So this is the clear thing of the scope of a variable. So I think you understood this. I will take some more examples. So now y is equal to 1000. Now, okay. Now def. No need. Again, this is clearly understood by you, I think so. Okay. So this program is very clear to you, I think. Anybody having any doubt, please raise your hand and ask. This is very important program on scope. Seems very simple, but it is very complicated. So I wrote function inside a function. So how the function inside a function I wrote? So function inside a function I wrote, and I am also calling the function inside a function I wrote, and again I am calling function also, that function or method in method, that is allowed in Python. You can write one method, you can write another method inside a method also, that is allowed in Python. Please make a note. And again I am calling that method here only. So method in method, function in function. So this function is not taking any arguments. Okay. So it is like that. I think it is very clear to you. So this is outer method, this is inner method, this is outer variable, this is inner variable, and this is here I am calling, here I am printing x, and here this is the global variable. It is working. I explained you global keyword and how it is working also. No? So please make a note of all things. This is very important and crucial for you. And please understand function inside, method inside a method. How the method inside a method is working in Python. So XXY is the outer method, ABC is the inner method. How it is working, how I am calling, I explained you, it is running well. You see, this is the outer method XXY, this is the ABC is the inner method. I'm calling here the inner method. This is the outer method is working normally. So this is the X variable, this is a global variable. Here how it is working, you see. So it is like that. Now it is clear everything. Now let us see one more thing. So this is the function ABC. It is I. Now this function I am returning return, it returns nothing. So now I print type 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 of this ABC. So what is the type of this function? So none type. So it is not returning anything. So let us take one more function, def ABC. Now a comma b, you say, now colon, now c is equal to a plus b. Now say return c. Now return c. Return c. Now okay. Now call x is equal to abc 10 comma 15. Now print now print x, it is printed. Now print type. So now what is the type of type of we have to see. So type of ABC, it is taking two arguments. What it is returning? So it is returning integer. So what is the return value of this function? Integer. So it is returning integer. So it is taking two arguments. Two arguments it is taking and returning some value. It is not taking any arguments and not returning anything. So that's why it is calling. It comes under none type. So this is taking two arguments and returning some value. So what type of argument it is returning? Integer. So that's why if you check the type of this function, it is saying int. Okay, it is a class int. Okay, is that clear? Okay, this is like this. Okay, so it is like this. Okay, this particular ABC, this function, this particular method is taking two arguments and adding it and returning some value. And if you try to find out the type of that function, it is saying that integer. Okay, so like that. Now let us take some more function. So now def str something. So x comma y str add. So now I'm applying. Now I am return x plus y. Now let us think that this will add two strings. So let us take x is equal to Ram, y is equal to Kumar. Now if I say now z is equal to str add x comma y and print z. So it got Ram Kumar. Now uh, print type. Now you see this. Hmm? So now can you see this this particular function, this particular method? What it is taking? It is taking two arguments, that is string arguments, and returning one string. After concatenating them, concatenation, because adding the string is called concatenation. So it is adding two strings and returning what value it is returning. It is again returning a string itself. So what is the type of the function? So string. So we have seen some functions which are non-type, which are we have seen some functions which are integer type. We have seen some functions which are string returning string. So how this is taking two arguments. So again returning some value, return value. So and if we are printing that return value, and we can check a function's return value type by type function type, and put that function name and followed by the arguments, that values or arguments that if function takes. And if you check the type of the function, it will say what type it is. So that is the type function specialty. So it will also check we can also check the type functions type by type function. So that is the thing. So this is the basic overview, how the functions are taking some values in, how they are, what type of value they are returning, and what is happening. We can also say function or method, whatever you want. So in C language, generally we say function, method, both are same. We can also say that as behavior also. Behavior means so okay, behavior is nothing but function only, method only. Okay, so behavior, function, method, these three are synonyms. So please understand that. Okay, it is clear. So this is like this. So this is about different functions, how they are working, and we discussed about the scope of the function and nested functions. This is called a nested function. So please understand this nested function. Nested function. This is a nested function. This is an inner function. This is inner function. Inner function. So so like this. So it is like this. So is there any doubt? So okay.